And new this morning. Got your coffee? I have my coffee. Got your coffee?
Oh, yes, I have my coffee.
It's as routine as waking up, getting dressed, brushing your teeth, grabbing that cup of coffee.
But is there a better way for you to jumpstart your morning? I would love to know how much caffeine is too much. 7 4's Brett Kast is live this morning at Espresso Bay Coffee Shop in Traverse City with some answers. Hey, Brett, good morning, and what did you find out?
Good morning, Tom and Alyssa. Yeah, the first thing I learned was that I love coffee, but I kind of already knew that. But I also found out the effects of caffeine and how much is too much. Much like the sound of a rooster or an alarm clock, the sound of a coffee shop is a wake-up call.
Good, how are you? Monday morning?
But it's the ingredient inside that provides the waking up.
Especially in the morning, extra espresso shots is really common.
Maya Matchett is the manager at Espresso Bay on Garfield in Traverse City and sees firsthand how many people need that extra morning boost.
Some people it's for the energy, some people it's for like the bolder coffee flavor. But definitely a common occurrence, especially in the mornings, people get extra espresso.
A lot of people rely on it.
Miranda Monroe is a nutrition coach at Grand Traverse Nutrition and says caffeine can provide an extra boost of energy.
It acts on the central nervous system, so especially your brain, and it just acts as a stimulant so that you don't feel as fatigued.
And some of the best sources of caffeine occur naturally in drinks like coffee and tea, but the amount in each will vary.
So different types of tea have different amounts of caffeine in them. Coffee is higher than most teas, but then you can get high caf teas that really boost the caffeine content.
And while caffeine affects every person differently, there are recommended amounts that are considered too much.
The American Medical Association recommends up to 400 milligrams of caffeine a day as generally recognized as safe. That's equivalent to about 4 cups of coffee, 4 8-ounce cups of coffee.
So grande a good size for you?
For those who are sensitive to caffeine, or if you're just trying to avoid it, there are plenty of other ways to get that early morning jolt.
It's definitely acceptable to start out with a cup of coffee or tea or even a hot cocoa. But you can also energize your brain and your body just with a balanced breakfast within an hour after waking up.
Now, Monroe also says if you get the fancy drinks, lattes, cappuccinos, what have you, and you put a lot of cream and sugar, obviously that'll add up the calories. And of course, the main message we learned was that everyone handles caffeine differently. So you just got to go by how you feel, as by how much caffeine you can have. Now, as for me, I can handle a lot, sometimes too much. So I've already had a few double shots of espresso today, and without that, I'm not quite sure I'd be able to stand here and talk on camera. But for now, reporting in Traverse City, Brett Kast, 7 4 News.
Yeah, Brett, he does. He has an espresso maker at home, and he tells us every day he does a couple of shots before he comes to work.
I like that. 6 o'clock in the morning. He's already had a few double shots.
Right. His heart has to be racing. But hey, it keeps him awake, so.